It's Thursday the 15th of December and welcome to From the South.
Venezuela dispatched multiple teams and local indigenous people to search for a military helicopter which carried 13 people. The aircraft, which belongs to the Bolivarian National Armed Forces of Venezuela, was last heard from on Saturday. The helicopter disappeared in the southern state of Amazonas near the border with Colombia and Brazil. 4 of the passengers are civilians. The instigators of Sunday's prison riot in Brazil that left 56 inmates dead will be transferred to higher security federal prisons. Many of the prisoners that were killed were decapitated, according to the Justice Minister. A total of 184 inmates escaped, and so far 40 have been caught. At least 100 homes were destroyed after a large fire broke out in the coastal Chilean city of Valparaiso on Monday evening. The fire started at a fisherman's club and prompted some 400 people to evacuate. According to the Interior Ministry, 19 people had been slightly injured, including 16 suffering from respiratory issues. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined. As Colombia's FARC rebels prepare to lay down their guns as part of a peace deal with President Juan Manuel Santos' government in one remote rebel camp, fighters share their hopes for 2017.
To continue in the political party that we are going to form and continue in the struggle, I want this peace process to be consolidated and become a reality as we really want it to happen. I want the government to keep its promises and that they don't betray us, because peace is what all Colombians yearn for most.
Just 2 hours after President-elect Donald Trump tweeted his displeasure over the U.S. House Republicans' efforts to start the 2017 session of Congress by gutting a congressional independent ethics body, GOP lawmakers reversed course and pulled the language from the proposal. The Ford Motor Company says it will cancel a planned $1.6 billion factory in Mexico and will invest $700 million at a Michigan factory. The announcement came after President-elect Donald Trump harshly criticized the Mexico investment plan. 14 suspects have been detained so far by police over a deadly shooting at a popular nightclub in Istanbul, Turkey on New Year's Eve. 39 people were killed and scores more were wounded in the massacre. According to Turkey's state-run news agency, the detentions were the result of an ongoing series of tips or sightings from citizens. The country is still under state of emergency. Britain's ambassador to the European Union has abruptly resigned just 3 months before Prime Minister Theresa May starts formal Brexit negotiations. Ivan Rogers, Britain's permanent representative to the EU, reportedly told the British ministers last month that other EU countries believed it could take up to 10 years to negotiate new trade agreements with the United Kingdom.
2016 has been a deadly year for Palestinians in the West Bank and besieged Gaza Strip. A report published by the Palestinian MAN news agency said Sunday. According to data collected by MAN, over 100 Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza, including 12 women and girls, were killed by Israeli forces over the course of the past year. A total of 129 individuals were killed from January 1st to December 30, 2016. The number included 111 Palestinians, 15 Israelis, and 3 foreigners. The report added that nearly 83 killing incidents took place in the West Bank, while 15 occurred in Jerusalem, 7 in Gaza, and 5 in Israel. Separately, a recent report by Defense for Children International revealed that 2016 was the deadliest year for Palestinian children in the West Bank in a decade. DCI said that 35 Palestinian children were killed by Israeli forces in 2016, 30 of them by live bullets, including 14 in Hebron alone.
In fact, the Israeli occupation continues its flagrant violations against the Palestinian people in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. Settlement activities and shooting attacks against Palestinians are ongoing in the West Bank. Also, field executions against Palestinians have never stopped over the course of 2016.
Meanwhile, the wave of violence that broke out between Palestinians and Israelis in the occupied Palestinian territories and Israel in October 2015 has seen the deaths of 246 Palestinians by Israeli forces. International human rights groups accuse Israel of using excessive force against Palestinian civilians and children, even in unjustified situations, to squash demonstrations. Nur Harazin, teleSUR TV, Palestine.
Lionel Messi visited a hospital in Barcelona with striker Luis Suarez, where they handed presents to children ahead of the celebration of the Epiphany on January 6th. Messi and Suarez signed autographs and talked with children after opening presents with them. Meanwhile, the hospital staff and relatives took pictures.
More on these and other stories on our website telesurtv.net/English.